Well, LCR, someone gave me this copy of the Wall Street Journal from Monday, January 11th, and there is an article about a man who stormed the Capitol last week, and halfway through the article, page 8, we hear this. He says he walked upstairs on the mall side of the Capitol where he found the doors open. He says he hesitated. He says he felt the need to go inside to share his views with Congress, but wanted to consult God first. He prayed aloud, "Lord, is this the right thing to do? Is this what I need to do?" He says he felt God's hand on his back, pushing him forward. "I checked with the Lord," he says. "I never heard a no." Well, that story is being shared with you because the proposition that God is pushing someone into the violent action of the Capitol is one that must be rejected. And the idea that someone would say, I asked God and I didn't hear a no, kind of that old joke, that's not a no, is also something that reveals it can be very dangerous to take the exhilarating experiences of life and say that God blesses them, because of course, why would God not bless something that I'm doing and something that I care about? It is a vital spiritual skill that each of you must develop called discernment of the spirits, which means some ideas do come from God, some ideas come from God's enemy, the devil, some ideas are just fed to us by our own brain or our own desires that may be mal-shaped by what we love. And so this idea of testing the spirits means that we take these various impulses that we have, run them against the measure of truth, and then say, you know what, I'm going to do this, but it's not because God told me to. Now, what is the measure of truth? As Lutheran Christians, the measure of truth is Jesus Christ crucified and resurrected. If the story of our faith is not somehow connected to the cross and empty tomb, we are in danger of taking the resources of faith and redeploying them for something that may not be God's purpose. This is why it's vitally important that you be a reader of the Bible, and it's vitally important that you understand your study of the Bible must be read through the lens of the cross and empty tomb. Now, if you're listening to this and saying, well, I don't know if that's true or not, it may turn out that you have a different framework that isn't Lutheran. I came from another tradition or another background, and that's fine. We just want to be explicit about what it is that we use to measure our experiences and impulses so that we know the hand on our back, there may be a hand, but it may not be the hand of God. Now, my Bible, I don't know if I've ever shown you this. I got this 25 years ago in Flagstaff, Arizona. As a college student, I was young and on fire with faith and eager to discover the wisdom of the Bible. And if you remember, David McCullough, the presidential historian, he wrote a book on John Adams at the time. And so I had this quote from John Adams that I inscribed in the front page of my Bible. "Admire and adore the author of the telescopic universe, love and esteem the work, do all in your power to lessen ill and increase good, but never assume to comprehend." Now, it's not to say that we cannot understand God. God has given us the ability to understand. What it means is assuming comprehension is we figured God out, there's nothing else to learn, let's just move forward according to our ideas. We need to worship God, be reverent of God, but we also need to avoid turning our own ideas or conception of God into an idol. And that is very easy to do. Now, if you want to join in Bible study, we are doing a long-term course on the 12 minor prophets of the Old Testament. Well, if we have minor prophets, that means we have major prophets. So that would be Ezekiel, Daniel, Isaiah, the big ones, Jeremiah. And then the 12 minor prophets are the smaller prophets, Malachi, Zechariah, Zephaniah, Haggai, Habakkuk, Jonah, and the like. And we're going to be reading through all 12 of those small books to experience the wisdom of God, but to connect it to the revelation of Jesus. And so right now we're in the book of Malachi. You can join us Monday mornings. We will live stream it on Facebook. And you can also read through the book on your own and hear God call the people to right worship. So God is very concerned with worship being pleasing in the sight of God, bringing our best, honoring God as God deserves to be honored. Really first commandment stuff. Now, speaking of the commandments, already we're looking about a month away from Ash Wednesday. Ash Wednesday, we are going to have at least we're planning to have, a new LCR app that you will be able to download to any of your devices and have at your fingertips resources to watch worship, to give, to sign up for events, and the like. And one thing that we'll be doing is a 40-day series of media meditations on Luther's Small Catechism. So I just ordered a bunch of small catechisms that I will be sharing with anyone that wants to participate. And the idea is that you will spend Lent going through the basics of faith at home with family or by yourself. And I will offer a daily meditation 5 days a week that you can access through our app or on YouTube. So there's a lot of stuff happening, and the stuff that's happening is, I'm hoping, shaping us into Christians whose mature faith can be a light, can be green wood, can be a sign of the springtime of the Spirit, and not be used to hurt, divide, or also just feed our own egos. Jesus Christ and his cross is the center around which everything we do must orbit as a sign of the gift of resurrected life.